So welcome. So the way that we start each and every time is to just gently close your eyes and to just notice what is happening right now. So we close our eyes and you just notice. So I'm going to stop talking, but it's just noticing what is happening in your body. So I like to cue that by saying something like, what do you feel and where do you feel it? So we'll just do that quietly now for about a minute. Here we go. Good. And so then just gently open your eyes and just notice how well could you notice. So it's not about what you noticed. It's just about where did you go? Where did your attention go? Did it disperse way out there in kind of dream world? Was it really in your body? Just knowing where it is so that we can know where we're starting from. So for this class, I always light a candle for us. So there's our candle going. And I've already smudged, so this is kind of how I just kind of clear the space. But because you're there and I'm here, and sometimes getting this sweet smelling sage to go through the computer is still not mastered by me, I'm going to use my little dinger. So as I ding the dinger, I just want you to just kind of imagine, it's like you can bring forth those things that, you know, aren't working, or patterns that are just kind of there. So you're going to use the sound of this to help you just imagine them shattering and shifting and moving past being stuck, if you will. So here we go. I'm going to ding it 3 times, and I just want you to just let the sound help shatter anything that's no longer serving you. Great. So just kind of letting that, all of those pieces just dissipate and be taken care of. And then we're just going to actually use our hands. So then just take your hands and you can kind of bring them into like bird kind of beaks. We're going to tap on our chest. And we're just going to breathe and tap. And you can tap up on your neck, on your head. So we're just tapping, just sort of saying, hello, waking up body. And maybe on your jaw or your face. And can you like scrunch your face up while you're tapping it? And then open. And kind of stretch out your face. And then close. Squish it together. And And one more time, squish. And open. And then move somewhere else and just tap. So I'm just generally staying right up near my chest right now. And maybe make a little noise like kind of feeling that vibration. You know, when you're vibrating your voice and your diaphragm, it's like a vibration, and a tapping is coming from the inside, where we're tapping the outside of our chest. So it's like the is also tapping on the inside. So just kind of inside out, outside in tapping. Just about like a 30-second flurry. And then just rest. And so just noticing any, any changes, any sensations, any differences, what's happening right now. So I can feel like my fingers are buzzy. So We're just continuing to check in with how our nervous system is changing and adapting based on how we're moving our bodies. So now we're going to do a movement. And the movement, let's see if I can stay right here. I need to move the camera a little bit. We're going to start kind of like on toes and on hands, okay? So you're going to just adjust how you need to. And it doesn't need to be any specific way. We're going to be moving by shifting our bodies forward or down and up. So what I want the difference to really be in you as you move is the difference between head and tail. So it'll be like head down, tail up, tail down, head up. And so just for a moment before we start actually doing it, if you can just put your hand, one hand low on your tail or your sacrum, pretty low, and then one hand on your head, at the back of your head. Doesn't need to be exact. Okay? So just for a moment, sense the fluid that runs between head and tail. So there's cerebrospinal fluid that runs from head to tail. And so let's just imagine that, you're well versed in knowing it's your imagination. So feeling, could that liquid be a little warmer? Maybe you're going to move head and tail or torso, just a subtle little motion. Could there be a warmer quality to it? Might there be more of a golden vibrancy to it? Okay, so as we move in this next movement, I want you to see if you can imagine the flow in the water just sort of swirling back and forth. Have you ever seen one of those, they're sort of like wands, and they're like a plastic tube, and inside is like different kinds of sparkles or things, and there's an air bubble. And when you flip it over, the air bubble rises up and the sparkles trickle down. Do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Okay, cool. So let's imagine that not your spine, okay? So your spine is curved, but the channel, our central channel is what we're imagining having that kind of flowy, sparkly, prettiness, okay? So we're gonna, bottoms up, head down. And so feeling that flow of fluid, and then lowering bottom down, and again, feeling that flow. So heads up, tails down. Adjust the size, the range of the motion, the speed of the motion to match where you are right now. This doesn't need to be big. Just feel, see if you can imagine that flow. Sparkles dripping down, maybe even wiggling head or tail on either end. Feeling and letting the sensation of the muscles working and moving, letting those muscles kind of represent more of that sparkle. Up and down and breathing. So you might try just on, hands and knees. So I'm going back and forward. So you always want to check in with what your body's experiencing so that it's not painful. Head up, tail down. And feeling strength through your arms and your waist and your belly. We're going to do 2 more like this in your own pace. Good. And then just come down towards your knees here and just rest. Good. So, it's kind of like feeling that warmth that you're building from the inside of you. And we're going to continue going on that warmth path right here. And what we're going to do is I'm going to turn on a song and I want you to move. So wiggling could be interpreted as dancing. You could just be bobbing your shoulders. You could just be clapping your hands. It doesn't matter. The image I see very often for this is like when you throw a rock in a pond, you know how it just ripples and the whole pond is affected by that one rock. So we are 80% water. So when we move one bit of us, no matter how big or small, the truth is it affects everything. So as you're wiggling and shaking, it can be big, it can be small, just meet it wherever you are right now, this day, this moment, and make waves, make big waves, make small waves, whatever. So here's the song I chose today. We'll see, I'm setting it up on my new speakers, so let's see if it works the way I want it to. Yeah, here we go. Just make it yours.
Sunshine on my shoulders makes me happy. Sunshine in my eyes can make me cry. Sunshine on the water looks so lovely. Sunshine almost always makes me high. If I could give you, I would give a day sure to make you smile. Sunshine on my shoulders makes me happy. Sunshine almost always makes me happy. Sunshine on my shoulders makes me happy. Sunshine almost always makes me happy.
Good. So just find yourself. I'm gonna sit so you can see me, but you could stay standing. Find your heart. So take your fingers and actually touch your body. So especially feeling, if you can feel where your ribs are meeting your sternum. So that bone in the center is your sternum, and you can feel your ribs kind of plugging in there. Can you kind of find the space between each rib? And then just touch there and breathe. Maybe close your eyes and just feel. Can you feel that beating? So feeling that rhythm, feeling that beating. And just enjoying the rhythm that is coming from you. And if we could imagine what all of our rhythms together would sound like, what kind of an orchestra we could make. And also, how is that rhythm, that beating, that constant pulsing for you, how is it influencing the sparkles of your central column? Perhaps the beating of your heart is also rising those sparkles up and down the center of you, emanating out and out. So just feeling if you can imagine that for just a moment. And so we're training our heart in this way to go up and then to come back down and recover. And while it's recovering, why not give it a little thanks and a little moment of, wow, I really couldn't do this without you. You really couldn't be there right where you are right now without your heart. So it's just like, thanks, that simple thank you. I couldn't have done this without you. Okay, so that's, the good news is your heart is always beating, so it's always available for you to come back to this moment and that realization that can, always deepening and deepening and deepening whatever it is. Okay, good. So, the other thing we do in me time is we pull cards. So today we're going to use Doreen Virtue's Goddess cards. It's her Goddess deck, Goddess cards. And I just really like the simplicity of it. So, and the back of her cards are kind of like this. It's just pretty, it's like a crown, and it's, the edges are gold. There's something like really luxurious about them. So if you were all here, we would all put our hands in the middle to these cards. So I'm going to spread them out on my floor. And I want you to just sit here with me for a moment. So the cards are just going to be in the space with us for a moment. First, you're going to check in with you. So checking in with you, and this is like an invitation to your body. So our mind really, very often, likes to just go, oh, I want this. And it usually has like a very fast reaction. And our body doesn't always have that fast of a, it has a fast reaction, but it doesn't always have that fast of a description. So this moment is an invitation to your body, and you're going to ask your body, what would you like to bring to this class, this time together today? And so it could be anything. It doesn't have to be something you wish for. It could be something you've been chewing on. So maybe you're frustrated. Maybe you'd like to bring some of that frustration to work through. Maybe you'd like to bring more clarity. So it doesn't matter what you bring. Just asking your body what it would like to bring. And it's a chance and an opportunity for our mind to not have to judge it. So we'll be quiet for a while, and you'll have a chance to ask this to your body. You may or may not hear something. But after an amount of time, I'll start and I'll say my name, and then I'll say 1 to 3 words about what my body would like to bring. And then you each are going to do the same thing. So even if you're muted, it's totally fine. If you don't want to share your words, that's also fine. The most important part is that you actually do say out loud your name. When your system hears your name, it's like another acknowledgement, just like we just acknowledged our hearts. It's like your system going, she sees me. And we want that level of trust and connection to be more and more nurtured in this way. So that's why we're doing all these things. And now I'm going to stop talking, and you're actually going to ask your body, what would you like to bring to the mat today? Here we go. Alyssa, choice.
Exploration. Freedom. Tears.
Great. So, because we are all reflections of each other, can you just imagine that we've all sort of spoken that out, and in some way, whatever everyone said is true for all of us. So sort of just with me kind of scooping it up and swirling it around all of us. Yeah. Okay. And we're letting it just kind of fall down onto these cards. So we're going to now put our hands on our cards, or towards the cards. So I'm just kind of like this over the cards. And I'm going to stir them up with my hands, and I'm just going to ask them. So I use the cards as a way to just see another sign from the universe, just like a clue. And we're going to choose one. And the question that I ask the cards is like, what would serve us best today? So we put our hands out, and we breathe. And as you're breathing, can you feel like that natural gravity hug? You're being hugged onto this planet by gravity. It's hugging you. I love you. The earth is loving you. And at the same time, there's like this longing upwards. So there's like a upwards and a downwards pull that's sort of supporting us wherever we are. And each of us have our own solid connection. And we're just sharing in that way. So I'm going to ask, what would serve us best? Okay, so I'm going to choose this one. Oh, so we got Kuan Yin. Okay, and it says, the title under her name is Compassion. Release judgments about yourself and others, and focus on the love and light that is within everyone. Okay, so focus on the love and the light that is within everyone. And what I like the picture of her. I like how she's sitting in a lotus and she's holding a lotus. And because we just talked about our heart, everyone that's alive on the planet right now has a heart that is beating, right? So they also have that same ability to feel their own heart, just like you and me. So that's where I'm going to put a little focus on. It's like, even if there's somebody that's just annoying, I can still find value and love in the fact that they also have a heart and it's also beating. And their heart has nothing to do with their personality or the way they're driving or the way that they're dressed. Their heart is just beating. So that's what I'm going to take away, and we're just going to kind of weave her into our movements today. So she's going to sit back here by our candle and just kind of be a part of our experience. So let's come to all fours. So let's do a little bit of all fours kind of a movement. So if you haven't guessed already, I'm always bouncing sort of back and forth between moving our body and then coming back to what's happening in our body, or how can we create more images to support our experience in our body. So on hands and knees, all fours, what you're going to do is you're going to lift the left leg. I'm sorry, that's my right leg. I'm just going to stretch it way back, and my foot is kind of cut off here. So just my leg is straight and my toes are actually pointed. Okay? So the movement of the leg is like that, and then you bend it and the foot just comes up towards the sky. So the movement is foot goes straight back and up. That's what the leg is doing. Okay, now we're going to add, so the next layer, if your body is okay to zoom ahead, here's what we do. We take the opposite hand. So my opposite hand is my left hand, my right leg, and I'm going to reach my hand across and touch my foot. And then I reach away And then I come back and touch. So balance is definitely being tested here. Can you notice your breath? Is it necessary to engage your neck and squeeze a whole bunch of things to make this movement happen? Good. So what if you thought about reaching hand and foot, reaching out towards more light or more flow or something that you really desire right now. So reaching out towards it and then sort of grabbing it and bringing it in towards the center of your body. Reach out for it and bringing it in. And just noticing the thoughts in your head as you're moving. Are they supporting you? Or is your mind busy thinking about how many more? Okay, we're going to do about 4 more. Reaching, noticing especially that arm and leg that's not really moving right now, feeling the strength and the tree-like rootedness of them. Okay, here we go. Bring your hand and foot down. Just stretch back. So bring your bottom toward your heels. And you could put your palms up there. So you could have your forehead on the mat and your palms up. So it's always appropriate to bow, in my opinion. Bowing to what is, bowing to the process, open to receiving. So we're going to do the other side. So coming back up to all fours. Now, if your wrists are hurting, you could always do this on your fists or on your elbows. So just again, underneath all of my suggestions of how to move is a place of checking in with your body. Is this going to work for you? Do you need to modify it a little bit? Do you need to just stop and imagine the movement happening? So all of those are options. Okay, here we go. So it starts with left leg out, and you bend, and you stretch, and you bend, and you stretch. And it's fine to stay right here and bend and stretch. Okay, if you want to add more, the next layer is reaching the opposite arm and then tapping. Reach and tap. Reach, tap. That's right. And again, you might notice, whoa, this side is a lot different. You might notice the strength in your ability to stay upright like this. So feeling that and recognizing it as strength in your body, breathing. Maybe notice how your clothes are touching your body as you move. Is your jaw soft? Is it possible to relax your tongue? Breathing. Good. Two more. Good. And then you're going to stretch back again. So stretch back, you can reach your arms forward, you can put palms up towards the sky. Might shift side to side. So again, breathing, bowing to what is. And then ultimately making your way towards a seated position. If you have Franklin Method balls, that would be great to grab them and we can use them. If you don't, yeah, that'll work fine. So just kind of, we're going to sit on them, one under each cheek. So if you don't have them, or you don't have any balls, you could always use like balled up pairs of socks. Or you could actually, in this case, just use a pillow and prop it underneath your tush. So we're just going for a cross position, comfortable there on your body. And so we're going to start with this motion where your palms are facing up. Okay, and we're just going to shift and bring our elbows up.